Scare the hell out of me. Batteries with me. I do have the ECR. There are people here with a tandem. Really nice bike. Bridge. This is now the second. There's 3 different bridges here with railroad tracks. This one looks like it might not be in service, but I really don't know. It's already quite pretty here. So this is basically mile 0 of the 60-mile long tow path. I believe we're coming up on Route 78. An underpass here along the Delaware Canal. Okay, how you doing? Go down a bit. Oh, I'm getting soaking wet. This is deep. This will slow the surly down, but man, I got wet. Especially for some reason my right sneakers soaked through. So, the spillway is being spilled over, or something spilled over. Coming to another lock. Yet another one that's, the lock is intact. Well, about 2.5 miles south of the, I guess the trailhead, the northern trailhead for the Delaware Canal Trail. These are, I think this is really terrific. What a nice place to kind of have a hacienda here with the canal and riverside view. The houses are very nice. A lot of them are very well landscaped. And really, it's a very pretty picture here of the houses along the and the reflections along the Delaware Canal. Alright, pulled into a little overlook and the Delaware River, and that might be Looks or Loops Island. Another nice little view. The river here, which is, I think, running pretty low. This spillway, look how high the canal is, and on the other side, at least I'd say a good 10 to 15 feet is the level of the Delaware, but this is an obvious spillway. And I missed the sign of where the heck I am, so a little walkover. It's for sale. I like this area a lot. Yeah, you can see this spillway is completely, that's a major one. Hold on. You can see that. And Delaware with an island separating the Pennsylvania side from the New Jersey side. And very pretty. Major amount of water going over from the Delaware, which is from the Delaware Canal into the Delaware. Just wanted to show this church. I'm stopping quite a bit on this particular ride. Looking at the bell towers. Very ornate. But look at this. Just beautiful. It's very different at this point. It's become, you know, the single path here. It's another great site. Beautiful little canal rowboat. At the old stone bridge. Parking area here. And wow, this is very pretty. Very interesting trip. There's the old lock. The gates. See the shape of the original original gates, always in a V. What's left of them. Wow. Yeah, it was blocked off years ago. But this is the canal block. Bound to be the only real downhill or uphill. Looks like another kind of way to divert water from one place to the other. And oh, this is how you go down to the ships. Wow. I'm going to go up a bit, and then I'm going to actually go down and try to ride on that for a little bit. As I approach my turnaround distance, I want to head back and try to get over to that island about a mile north of here. Wow, look at this. Awesome. The Jersey side is well, both sides are very hilly, and it's definitely a river valley here. Delaware Canal to my right. That might be Route 611 to the right. And beautiful Delaware and New Jersey sides to it. Time to turn around and conserve also battery. I did not bring spares, and I do want to get some shots of some recording of if I can get to that little island. Even that, unless it's a real downpour. So going back right at around 7¼ miles, but it wasn't going to be a very long trip today. I'm nearing the, I think it's right here, where I can go down. I'm going to go down here. Hopefully, I won't get beaten up or trespassing. This is pretty good. Holy cow. Now this is a test. This needs a real fat bike here. This thing's doing alright. It's gotta be the oddest thing I've done yet. Oh, this is rough. Get my back up pretty good. Holy moly. Okay. Here's where a full suspension fat bike would be good. Jeez, I'm out of breath. Here's a bit of a path, but it's not boulders. But the Surly was doing okay. I wasn't, though. I was bouncing around too much. But this is a great picture, which I'm going to take. Delaware, on an island in the Delaware. Not clear whether, it's probably Pennsylvania, but I'm not sure. There it goes. There you go. There were other people behind me that were walking though. Probably the only bike that's come here in a while, but I'll try. I'm going to continue on here a little bit, and just took a series of stills with the iPhone. And this is quite a sight here. It's odd. Overcast day. It's a Saturday, last Saturday in August. And on the Delaware Canal Tow Path, which is up at the top of that wall there. This is actually the Delaware River, and I'm on an island actually that's made up of various sized pebbles. I'm going to go a tiny amount here and then kind of turn back, especially since the path isn't going nowhere. Alright, so probably go about another 100, 150 yards. It's just where that new full suspension fat bike would be in its element. It's not that you necessarily can't do it, but your body takes a beating. Even though there was some manner of flotation, 50 psi, and some element of suspension. It's not quite like a regular 26-inch or even a 29 or 2-inch or even 2.3-inch tires. This 3-inch tires do provide, in this very soft soil here, flotation and then some kind of absorption, but not enough. Like I said, just a little bit further. Island in the Delaware, basically, where a lot of it is just rocks washing up, making the shore. This is really muddy. Starting right through that. And this is not too bad right here, to tell you the truth. Man, when it's all rocks like that, big rocks, it is just energy consuming, pedaling, really tough. But this made me breathe hard, just this going 100 yards on these rocks, especially the main place where all these big melon-sized rocks are piled up on the north side of the island here. My own tracks, just went probably 100 yards, that much. This is where it really gets a lot of work here. Come up here, I couldn't turn the freaking camera on. Jeez, let me hit for the grass so I can give my backside a rest here. Man, is there a path there? No. Dried mud, crusty. Whew. This does wear down on you. Sand now. Oh, a little bit of a washout. Okay. It's almost walking time, I think. Lady Surly conquers all, but I can. Alrighty, back. Just how odd looking is this, huh? Look at this. Holy moly. Just odd. You know, it's like there are trees that grew out of here and they're still alive. There's still leaves that are that have grown this summer season, so I don't know how old they are, but it really is an odd looking ecological type of thing. Well, rocks probably washed on top of sandbars, and so that's where soil's underneath there someplace. It looks like, who knows, maybe Hurricane Sandy or something, or years of the river pushing all these rocks off the riverbed, and there's really only a trickle of water over there, literally. Everything else is these obvious, very smooth rocks and pebbles, which are river bottom. So who knows, maybe this is usually flooded, but these trees need a long time to grow. And they weren't just transported here, because they look like they were knocked over, all in the same direction. So that must have been the direction of the water. Alright, so beautiful. I might take a still actually with the not knowing exactly what I'm going to get in the frame, but just look at the stumps, all pointed this way. I could actually ride, as I rode most of the way in on the bike, but I'm beaten up really bad. It's just unbelievable. A lot of big suspended bike with big tires. But just look at this. The stumps of these old trees, still with leaves coming out. So island in the stream, or an island in the river. And one of the oddest ones I've ever been on, period. Just, you can see, the growth continues in here. But even these are very old trees, and they're all, up to this point, bent this way. Back on the towpath again, and probably see a little bit of that lock, and where it ends up in a kind of a much more modern, you can see there's bridges across it, so at least it is a lock, but there's a dam really where the gate should be. Comes down, must go up. So we are again at the, I think this is the groundhog lock. There's actually two locks here, but they've really been, things have changed since the old days. So I have about, I don't think I have 9 miles to go back, but probably 7. It's 7 miles. It's not a bad ride. Really very strenuous with that, but very interesting going to that island. Here's the canal itself. So I'm going to take another still of this. I didn't take one the first time, but just noticed too with the leaves that are beginning to fall that this is pretty quickly moving, even though it's very, very glass-like reflections. Talk about rustic and idyllic type of scenes. Another pretty scene as I head back towards Easton. So for a second time I'll take off, but this time I'm going maybe a couple hundred yards. And again, this is really took the northern, did the northernmost 9 miles of the Delaware Canal Tow Path. And I'll stop here because here is another lock, and it's like the way it was. I'll get a better shot of it over here. That would be a good shot of a train too. But you can see the way the doors come to a V against the current, which is definitely following the downhill of the canal going south. Video shot of the, I don't know what line this is, going into Phillipsburg. While I'm waiting for the train, show you a little bit more of the surly. Well, it's just about 5:30. I've taken a bunch of pictures, but still with my camera. Right, just walking up here. Looks like some kind of a water treatment facility. Well, yeah, waited and waited. No trains. Took a bunch of pictures though of the bridges. And at this landmark here, Delaware Canal has been designated a National Historic Landmark. Possesses national historic significance, commemorating the history of the U.S. 1978.